Hi everyone, it's Marcy and Chunk again from Chunky Knitted Creations. Today we are going to make an accent pillow to go with the bed runner that we just made in the last video. I decided it needed just a little more on my bed. So, as always, you will need your trusty scissors, your lighter of choice, measuring tape, and my beautiful chunky chenille yarn, because it is the best if I do say so myself. 1 to 2 skeins depending on what size pillow you're going to make. Probably 1 to 1.5 actually. So I'm going to do a round pillow this time. I'll do another video with a square pillow that you can use for a couch. So you're going to need yarn and a big bag of polyfill. Sorry. And you could also buy pillow inserts. They have them on Amazon in square, round, and all different other shapes. They even have heart-shaped ones now, I believe. Again, I unrolled my yarn because it makes it easier to access, and it also makes it fluff up. So you can do ball-shaped pillows, you can do cylinder-shaped, you can do whatever you want. This is going to be what I call a tire-shaped pillow. So it's going to be about this big around, and it's going to be about that thick. And if you want to make it more like a poof pillow, you can just make it a little more narrow and a little taller. So you can figure out your size that you like if you're going to sell these or something, and write down how many stitches that you cast it on and all that. Okay, so for this type of pattern, you are going to need a tail, because we are going to cinch up the bottom of this thing just like you would do in my hat tutorial. So leave a good, at least 12 to 15 inches for this one, because I'm going to make it a very wide and short pillow. So just like any other chunky knit item, you are going to do your first stitch as a loop stitch and a slip knot, pull it through. These you do not need to make them 3 fingers wide or thick like you do on a blanket. Okay, these you actually want to make to just barely 2 fingers. And we're going to knit through till I get to about half the circumference of the pillow, on the one side of the pillow, I should say. And I'll just measure as I go. I'm going to make mine about 12 inches wide for this. So let's just knit away, just like you would for a blanket, but smaller stitches. Pull them through the back. Okay. Alright, let's see how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let's see if this is going to be big enough. We are going to end up putting it in a circle like you do a hat, and then we're going to knit around it so it'll actually stand up. I think I want it to be a little bigger than that. Let's add a few more. This one takes a bit of yarn. It makes a very nice pillow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Make it 22. Alright, so let's see how big of a pillow we get out of 22. I haven't made one of these in a while. So we're going to turn it and to make a circle. We're going to take this tail piece and insert it through the last stitch. Let's see, it's going to go that way to hold our circle together. Pull it through gently, not to pull out your last stitch. Okay, so now you've got a circle. What I like to do is take a clip of some sort, which I forgot to grab. I'll just use my hair clip and clip this together. Make sure you don't get your string in the way here. Clip that together, alright? Because we are going to knit through the top of all these. Sorry, it's better if I hold it and undo it. So you can use sewing clips for this, but I just use whatever I have on hand. So now this is going to end up being one of your stitches. That one that you just put this through, that's going to be a stitch. And now we're going to stitch through the top of all of these, okay? Not flipping it over and doing it on the back or any of that. We're going to do the front side and we're going to knit through the top of the stitch. Okay, so you can zoom in on this when you're watching the video. Might make it easier to see. And I will try to remember to write out how many stitches I did and what the measurements came out to be for you so you can adjust it if you want to make your pillow bigger. So go all the way around in the circle, right through the top. This is going to end up being the bottom of your pillow. We're going to cinch this together when we're done here. After we get this knitted out kind of big, we're going to cinch this closed. There's a lot of projects that just all start out with the same base. Anything round that you're going to make, you're going to do like this. Like I said, a hat, plushies, you'll start out like this, but smaller. If you're going to make like a teddy bear or something, or a panda, or a monkey, or reindeer. Lots of different plushies I'll teach you as we go here. Okay, just keep going around. I like to leave that clip on there too so I know where I started for keeping track of how many rows I've done. Get closer for you. Again, the top of your stitch, you're just going to grab this and push it through it, pull it out. See how that's looking? Okay, back to where I started almost. Yep. There's my clip. Okay, so now we're on row 2. If there's a part of this you don't understand, just come to the group, and if I need to reshoot and slow down on a certain part, just let me know. I don't mind making little short videos just to explain the complicated areas. I know it took me a long time to learn all this. Lots of practice. This is a very, very addicting habit. I will warn you, it's addicting and it can get expensive. That's why a lot of us turn to selling them, and we also make all of our Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, and even some decorations. Anything we can out of the chunky yarn just to give us an excuse to knit something. You will end up dedicating an entire room of your house to it. You will be hiding it under your bed. Your closet will be full of yarn. Nah, some of us get that bad. Some of us, like me, love it so much we can't get enough yarn into our house. And we took up our entire basement with all kinds of organizers. Then I decided to go into business myself so I could afford to buy the yarn. Don't worry if a couple of your stitches are a little looser than others down here. Again, we're going to cinch that all together. Keep going around in circles. Keep your marker there so you know where to stop. I'm starting my third row now. Okay, so just keep knitting around until you get it as tall as you want your pillow wide. So what's going to happen is we're going to cinch this shut. Okay, we're going to build this up really tall, like a sack almost. We're going to cinch the top and the bottom, stuff it, and push it together. So this is how wide my pillow is going to be pretty much. And then you want it thick enough to where the side of your pillow is a good 4 inches, and then you have enough to, you know, come together here about halfway across. So just got to practice making it. I'm gonna pause this and knit to the height that I want, and I'll come back and show you how to do the rest. Okay, I'm back. I knitted about 13 rows, which I think is almost enough. I just want to see exactly how much I'm gonna need. But see, you end up with like a big giant sack. And so I'm gonna close up the bottom and kind of stuff it halfway just to see how much more I need. Okay, so on the bottom you have where your casting on chain was, okay, and your nice big tail here. Let's get my scissors and stuff out of the way. And this is the clip where I started. So what you want to do is you're going to cinch this together by taking your tail here and going, here, I have to face it towards me, sorry. You're going to go through the top of the stitch from the outside in. Okay. You're going to pull that together. So again, let me get it a little closer for you. You're going to take this and weave it through the top of the stitch. Okay. Take that, weave it through from the outside in. And after you do about 3, I want you to grab that string and pull. See how it tightened that together? About every 3 stitches, outside in, you want to cinch. Or you can do it on like 1 or 2 stitches. It's up to you. If you have a thicker, stiffer yarn, you're going to have a tough time making things like this. So you'll want to cinch every single stitch. But this is a nice silky feeling. See, I still have just as much. Alright. And also, I forgot to mention to knit very tight and small when you're making things that you're going to stuff. If not, you will see the polyfill through the holes. And that is something I struggle with because I am not a tight knitter. Let's see if I think I missed a stitch. If you missed a stitch, just back it out. There you go. The trick is to get this big giant hole to seal up all the way. Just keep going through those stitches all the way around. Move your pillow around. And if you find that your tail piece, like you run out and it wasn't long enough, you can just burn another piece to the end of it. And if you get to the very end, it happens to me a lot, and you still have a big hole there, you can't get it sealed up, you just have to back out everything and do it one more time. Alright, I feel like this one piece is stuck here. Maybe not. Okay, let's just keep going. This is a pretty big pillow. I usually start out with a smaller one. You might want to for your first pillow. I wanted this big because this is for my bed, but for practice, I would start out with about half of what I did, just so you get the hang of cinching things like this. You can also, if you want, like the side of your pillow to be a different color around here, you can halfway through, you can change colors and then switch back. I'll try to remember to link a picture of a black pillow with brown fur trim that I did that people went nuts over. Sold quite a few of those. Alright, see my hole's getting smaller. Just keep going out through the top of that stitch, from the outside in. Some people like to do the inside out. Tighten it as you go. See, it's starting to look like a pillow almost, or like a round pillow. Find my next stitch here. If you think, okay, I can't remember if I went through that stitch, just push it back through, and then you'll know which one you left off on. Alright, I gotta pull it closer to me so I can get a good grip on it. And you can go around your hole twice if you need to close it up good. Alright, and it's okay if you have just a little bit of a hole right there because you'll make a little decorative thing out of this. I'll show you. Alright, my hole is just about closed up there. Okay. And see if I can get one more. Go through one more stitch there. You can go around twice if you need to. Okay, so as you can see, this is the bottom part of the pillow. It's all closed up. And you want to tie a knot where you left off here, okay, at the bottom of this, so that it doesn't unravel. Especially if it's a throw pillow. And if you want, you can make a big fluffy knot there, like I do, to leave a little ball in the center of the pillow. And you just stuff this in the hole, and then you're gonna have a little ball right there. Cute. Now we flip it over and start with the polyfill. I'm gonna have to stand up for this part because this is a nice wide pillow. So we want this one to be short instead of the round beach ball like I usually make. So grab your polyfill, put it in. Once we get some in, we'll start cinching up the top to see how our shape is going to be. This can take a few tries to get it just right. Okay, so we'll put some in and we'll start cinching up that top and see if we got it. You actually, with this, you won't need a lot of polyfill. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to close up the top of my pillow just to see. Because to me, it looks like I've got enough there to close it up. So when you're trying to see how much you need, how much yarn you need to close up, I go through and double check all my stitches here to make sure I didn't drop any. When you're struggling with it like that, you can pull some stitches out. And you just check them as you go, just grab them and pull on them. Okay. Pull them back through. Okay. Again, I think I did 13 total rows. Okay, so now, and this is what's left of my second skein, if you can see that. So this really only took about 1.5 skeins. So I'm going to go around twice. That should be about the amount of yarn that I need. And if you, again, if you cut it too short, don't worry. You can always burn another piece onto your end. So closing up the top is a little bit different. I'll show you from this angle. So you have open stitches like this instead of like you did on the bottom. And you want to go from the inside out. So you're going to take your yarn and pull it through the hole. Okay. Takes a little bit with the first few because the string is so long. And then you're going to go through your next hole. Okay. This is to cinch up the top of it. Pull it together. Make sure you got your stitch. Pull it through. Yeah, I'm going to undo that because it twisted up on me. I'm doing it from a different angle than I normally do. So please forgive me if I have to redo things a little bit. Alright, let me see what I got going on. There we go. Tighten up my stitches. Okay, let's pull my yarn back on the middle here so that I don't mess that up again. I don't know if it makes a difference if you go from the inside out or the outside in. I just go by what I learned in tutorials from other helpful knitters when I first started. See, you're going to kind of pull it together as you go there. And then this is where I left off. This was my first one that I closed up. This is my last stitch. So I'll put a little stitch marker there so that I know. And see how good it closes together. This one you really don't need to cinch as you go. In fact, you kind of don't want to. You can do a little bit because then it will be uneven. So I just kind of close up a little bit. And that's why you need so much yarn also. Probably will need to add some more polyfill, but I just don't want to waste a bunch of it. Find my next stitch. Pull the string through. Bring it back on top. And your next stitch. Don't worry about all this. We're going to tighten that up nice and tight, like a cinch sack. We're already almost done with our pillow. It's getting smaller. Almost to the end. Again, I made a pretty big pillow here. You might want to do half the size until you get used to it. I really needed this for my bedside. Make sure my stitches didn't fall out yet. Yeah, but really be careful. You'll drop stitches easy when you're doing these. You might want to actually clip a couple of them as you go. Kind of looks like a pumpkin right now. Alrighty. So this is going to be my last stitch that I'm going to run it through here. And I missed one here. So I'm going to pull this through it. Actually, I'll catch that when I go through. I think it'll be okay. Alright, so bottom of the pillow, as you can see. Alright, now I'm going to judge if I want to put any more polyfill in it. I think it's going to need some more. That stitch. I will put my clip back on that so I can fix it in the end. Let's make this a little firmer and a little wider. This is where you really are going to shape your pillow, because you'll know how much space you have. And I don't want mine to be very thick on the side. I want it to be kind of like a tire shape. Okay. Alright, I think that'll be good. So I'm going to come back and get this stitch. I just want to tighten up all this. So just grab your string and keep pulling until that top piece closes up. Okay. And then I'm going to fix this. I made a mistake. But we can always fix these things. I'm just going to run my yarn through it. Either that or I missed them when I went through. See? There. Now they'll close up along with it. And I'll make this the bottom part of my pillow. Alright. Okay. So just keep adjusting and stuffing. Don't tie off the top until you get your pillow shaped the way that you want it. Again, these look really good if you make the sides a different color. So like this is 13 stitches high. So if you figure knit 4 rows of one of your gray and then 3 rows, you know, just do the math. 3 rows of white right here, so you'd have a white trim around the end. And you can stuff it more. And again, I want mine to be a nice flat pillow. So once you finish shaping and stuffing and getting it the way that you want, you gotta pull this real tight again. Get it tight. And then make your knot. Okay, I just want to get it good and tight. There we go. If I wouldn't have missed that one stitch there, I'd be able to do it better. But as you can see, you can't even tell. If you do find a missed stitch, just run your string back through it again. Alright, and you're going to end up with a lot of extra yarn there, but it's just because you needed that much to get around it. So I'm going to cut off leave about 10 inches, actually about 8 inches, and make my big fluffy knot. Tie one really tight there. Tie another one, because I like to have that little ball. In fact, I'm going to make it even bigger. And then you just tuck the end in, down in your hole. And if you want, you can put a little dab of hot glue on that little ball that you end up with. And there you go. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. It gets cute little dimples in there, and it almost has a like a snowflake shape on the bottom, depending on the color of yarn that you use. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, this is a great accent to the bed runner, to put, you know, on top of your regular quilts. And these make great little couch pillows too. So like, subscribe, and comment, and come to the group to see more tutorials. And I'll be posting more over the next few weeks. I'll add probably at least 5 more tutorials. So have a great day.